Hey everyone, Engineering Wannabe here, doing a dial comparison between three watches that are all known as the Snowflake or Baby Snowflake or Baby Grand Seiko. They are uh, often compared to this watch that is here on the right side, which is what you would say that they aspire to be. So we are going to be comparing the dials. I know it's a little washed out right now, but bear with me. I'm trying a few new things with lighting and microphone and audio recording and stuff like that. So here on the left side we have the SSA 385J1. On the middle we have the SJE 073J1, and on the right side we have the SBGA 211G, which is the Grand Seiko Snowflake. So we're going to be comparing these three dials. We're going to be taking a close look at the patterns on the dials, and hopefully it'll help you get a better idea of these three watches side by side. So let's start with the SSA 385J1. So here we have the SSA 385J1. This is the Seiko Presage model. The watch that is a limited edition. It's known as the Winter Scene, the Fuyugeshiki in Japanese. It's a cocktail time watch made by master bartender or something like that. Anyway, so here we see the pattern on the dial. It's a very nice dial, especially for the price. We have the date wheel, a pointer date, small pointer date at the 6 o'clock position, and there is a version that has a date cut out at the 3 o'clock position, but that didn't have the power reserve indicator, which I am a fan of. But that dial is a lot cleaner, and it might be something you prefer. So anyway, you see here the pattern seems to be very similar overall. And comparing it with the Grand Seiko Snowflake, you can see that the pattern is a bit softer on the Snowflake, and on the SSA it's a bit harsher. Like the lines are a bit more sharp in the dial, which I suppose isn't the most beautiful, especially when you're comparing it to the Grand Seiko. So let's take a look at the SJE 073. This is a significant watch. It's the first modern watch with the 6L35 movement. It's the one of the higher end Presage models. I know in Basel 2019 we're going to get some more watches with this movement in it. But anyway, we're looking at the dial here. So the dial here has a frosted effect, almost like a rice paper frosted kind of feeling. Very beautiful, very intricate, very nice to look at. It doesn't look like the other two, even though this is called the baby, or yeah, it's called the Baby Snowflake. I wouldn't necessarily agree. It kind of has more of a frosted look, which is pretty beautiful in its own right. So this is the SJE 073J1, a very beautiful one, but really isn't anything like the SBGA 211 Snowflake or the SSA 385J1. So let's take a look at the big guy here, the Grand Seiko Snowflake. This is what the other two, I suppose, they aspire to be. You can see here that the pattern is very intricate. It's very different from one end of the dial to the other. It doesn't look like anything repeats, and it really does look like blown snow, like a fresh sheet of snow on a warmer winter day that has had some wind blowing through it. It really does give that effect, and it is very beautiful. It's very soft. It's a lot less harsher than, for example, when we were looking at the SSA 385 J1. It's a lot less harsh. Um, you will be able to see it more clearly now. Again, looking at them side by side. The pattern is a lot more muted, which makes it look a lot more like snow. Another thing I forgot to mention is the dial on the SSA that we're looking at right now is more of a silvery white, not a pure white. It's hard to see on camera, but the Grand Seiko Snowflake is more white than the SSA 385J1. This one has a silverish tint, especially in artificial lighting. You'll start to notice that the dial has more of a silver tint to it, which makes it look even slightly less like the Snowflake, slightly less like real snow. But again, you can't really compare especially considering the prices. They have a lot more to work with on the Grand Seiko. There's also that beautiful power reserve indicator on the Grand Seiko. It looks like a fresh tire track marks or a sled or something that has affected the snow. It's really something. The power reserve indicator. I'm a huge fan of it. I know a lot of people aren't. The date wheel on the SSA is more of a guilloche, I believe, just a engine turned look to it. So it isn't as intricate, it isn't as beautiful, but it's pretty amazing that something as small as that power reserve indicator can make it look even more like fresh snow, at least in my opinion. The dial is very clean on the SBGA. It's a bit more cluttered on the SSA, especially since it has those power reserve indicators and such. So looking again at the SJE 073J1 here, we can see again that it really is a completely different animal to the Snowflake and the Fuyugeshiki. It does have that frosted look, kind of like on a cold early winter day when you walk out to your car and you can see, like, after a humid night, there's frost on the windshield of your car. It kind of evokes that kind of look, compared to the snowy looks of the two on each side of it. So guys, this has been a video comparing the two baby snowflakes to the Grand Seiko Snowflake, the SSA 385, the SJE 073, to the SBGA 211. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys take care and are well, and I will see you guys next time.